Now, I want to tell you something important today. I'll start with, please do not make our mistakes. Please learn from our mistakes. Do not make the same ones. My friends, I'm gonna tell you a story about my ex-wife. Bonnie, my first wife, American, fantastic lady. We have 2 children together. We're still friends. She lives in Maine. She's an RN. She has a great job. She's done excellent job bringing our kids. When we started dating, long time ago, one of the elections was coming up, very important elections in Maine. And I asked Bonnie who was she going to vote for. And she told me, oh, I don't vote. Why? Because I'm not informed well enough to make educated opinion. I remember that phrase word to word. That's what she said. I said, well, why don't you inform yourself? Why don't you learn about the candidates? She said, huh? No, I have more important things to do. Like what? Like going out with my girlfriends, like going shopping, like going to the beach, and I have 10 other million important things to do. Okay, I didn't fight. I accepted her opinion. Didn't agree with it, but accepted. Now, if you're not interested in politics, then politics get interested in you. And then what happens is one day you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you learn that there's mobilization in your country. And things were decided for you by some other man that concern you, that concerned your life, and that concerned your, everything. Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin, and this is Inside Russia, where I'm streaming live from the very heart of Moscow, capital of Russia, not too far from the Kremlin, where the big decisions are made, and the decision about mobilization was made, well, I was going to say today? No. It was announced today early in the morning by Vladimir Putin, Russia's president. Most likely it was made a few days ago. Now, I'll explain you why I think so. Oh. In this year, 2022, I've had 2 most likely worst days one of 3 worst days of my life. The first one was when my dad passed away, 27th of May of last year. Second was the 24th of February, 2022, when I woke up to find out that Russia started attacking Ukraine. And the third day is this. 21st of September, 2022 will go down in the memory in the history of Russia as the day when the old Russia died completely. I said quite a few times that, in my opinion, old Russia was the country that I knew quite well and I loved it very much, died on February 24th of 2022, and the new country was born. But over this 7 years, there was hope of bringing old Russia back somehow. We were given it, how do you call it? Well, trying to revive it, basically. And, there were rays of hope here and there, the peace negotiations and things like that. 21st of September, and you mark it down, write it down. This is the day when Russia died unreturnably, completely. Finally, not finally, but completely. It's over now. The new country is born. And it's being formed, it's evolving, it's growing fast. Anyway, as usual, for the first 30 minutes, I'm giving a message, but this is not a message today. This is basically, I'm just going to give you some information. I don't know what to say. I don't know what kind of message to give you, to bring you, because this is not the day for the messages. Some information. That's it. Anyway, a couple days ago, I made another stream about something was going to change in Russia. It was spot on, because 2 days later, something started happening. Okay. I thought initially, I still think that there are two questions that are very, very important right now. The first question is, who is guilty for what happened in Ukraine in the past, some time? And you know what I mean. And the second question is what to do next. Well, the second question was answered today. And the first question, it hasn't been answered, or perhaps it has been, but somewhere behind the curtains, somewhere, deep underground where we have no access to, we don't know, okay? But, second is definitely, we were informed what to do next by Vladimir Putin. Well, in a nutshell, Vladimir Putin announced that Russia, well, he made a speech, he made a sort of address to Russians. And I'm going to give you some highlights of this address. Hang on. Basically, what he said is the West has gone over the red line. Irresponsible politicians, the Western politicians, have been discussing the supply in Ukraine weapons that will be used to hit targets inside Russia. Did they think that, Russia can attack Ukraine, but Ukraine has nothing to offer in return? So what would have happened if they knew that Ukraine would get this weapons? Would they still do it back since 6 months? Well, anyway, so he said that the West has stepped over the red line. The second, Washington, London, and Brussels are pushing Kyiv to move military actions from Ukrainian soil into Russian soil. Third, in Ukraine, it's not just Russia against Ukraine. In Ukraine, it's Russia against all military might of the West. 4, Russia is being blackmailed by nuclear weapons. I'm just telling you what he said. Highlights. 5, Russia will defend its territory by all means possible. Now, it's territory, freedom, and sovereignty. Okay, and number 6, Russian equipment is far superior of the Western equipment in some components. That's basically he said. He also announced that he was forced to make a decision of partial mobilization that will influence, it will affect about 300,000 young men, and the men will be the ones that, first, of right age, second, of good health, and the third, have had experience of military service or, took part in military conflicts. So, 300,000 young men were announced that will be mobilized. And This message happened in around 9 in the morning. Ever since, Russia's been like a boiling pot, okay, all day long. Information of all kinds of all kind were hitting us from everywhere. Okay, some of it were actually truthful, some of it were fakes, disinformation, all kinds. People were making suggestions. People were uninformed and making predictions for the mobilization, stuff like that. So I decided to refrain from making videos explaining the mobilization because it's still unclear to me at this point. I'm gonna wait for a couple days for information to set for this informational storm to settle down, and then I'll inform you of what is really happening here. Rospotrебnadzor, which is the watchdog of all media in Russia, came out with a statement saying that the only information that can be spread through mass media is the official information from the official sources, from the government sources. Otherwise, it'd be considered a crime. Well, who would have known, huh? Then, Minister of Defense Sergei Shoigu came out and had his own address to the nation, his own speech televised. He was giving details of this mobilization, upcoming mobilization, but I'm not just gonna talk about it here. Basically, the most important thing he said is he gave the count of people killed in Ukraine. Russian troops, 5,937 people. And so many more Ukrainians, like 10 times more, something like that. I don't know what kind of effect he was expecting to reach, but it was said many times in the past that Ukrainians were our sisters and brothers, and I considered, and I still consider it this way. Although, and a lot of Ukrainians consider that too. We share the same culture, the same language, shared the same language, the same upbringing. We all came from the USSR. Our economies were interconnected very much. Not so. There's a chasm between Ukraine and Russia forever, I think. But we were pretty close. I spent about a year in Ukraine. I would go there on business. We owned, a long time ago, 15 years, we owned a part of a plant that we sold afterwards. I went to the plant a few times. I've been to Ukraine so many times. Like, I went on leisure just to spend my weekends, holidays. And let me tell you, every time I got into Ukraine, I felt at home. I felt that it's just, it's a cousin. I came to, a family member who is not a brother or sister, but very close first cousin. And we have a good time, and I'm welcome at cousins' home all the time, and I don't feel like I'm at a foreign land or something like that. So that was Ukraine for me, in my understanding. I still have many friends in Ukraine. I still have my mom is half Ukrainian. Her maiden name is Ukrainian. And I heard these numbers today. I've been asking for them since March, because this is the third time that Russian official gave us the numbers. And just think about it. Over 60,000 Russians and Ukrainians died combined, fighting each other. And let alone, I'm not asking the integrity of the numbers. Okay, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, of giving wrong numbers. No. Let's suppose that these numbers are correct. Okay, over 60,000 people. This just threw me off for the rest of the day. I mean, I obviously I knew, but it's just hearing it from the Russian Minister of Defense. Please answer me why. Why so many people died? Anyway. So, mobilization was announced by Vladimir Putin. Sergei Shoigu also gave his 5 cents, so to speak. Shitstorm, pardon my language, started happening. Because, hey, this is a big deal. Many Russians never cared about politics, and the politics came and knocked on their door. And a lot of people, actually, I've seen so many different messages, so many different stories, and I've talked to some people because, just to give you one of those stories, a person I know called me after Putin spoke. I answered the phone. He goes, "Well, did you hear? What are we gonna do? What am I gonna do?" I said, "Wait a second. You've been very outspoken, publicly supporting the special military operation. You went to the rallies and stuff like that. You went even as far as putting a decal on your car, the letter Z. I mean, what are you worrying about? If you support so much, then it's your time, your chance to show that you mean business. Just go to Voenkomat, or they will come to you most likely, and they'll take you, and you will finally be able to do what you have preached." There was that silence on the other end, and he finally said, "Wow, that was different." Tons of people. Well, it's like, politics finally knocked on his door, and they'll be knocking, and if he doesn't answer, they're gonna be breaking down his door and storming inside of his house, and not just his, many Russians. This evening, reports started coming in, and I mean, not reports, information. Oля, my oldest, she's a student, sophomore. She came in tears. She was at the university today. She said that she had many calls, at least 3 of her girlfriends. Her boyfriends were knocked on the door, called into mobilization centers, and served the papers. On day 1, hours after, announcement, it means they were prepared. And I asked Oля, I said, "Well, listen, I didn't see you cry." She said, on the 24th of February, said, "I didn't cry. I felt really bad, but it wasn't touching like personally me. I don't know anyone who was under attack, personally. And today I know people personally, and not really, touching me in person." Okay, that's a big difference, not just for Oля, but for many other Russians. There are news that are coming from Moscow that officials came to serve papers to people at work, so they knew where they worked, and there was no escape, obviously, And if escaping, then you'd fall under very harsh articles of Criminal Code of Russia, because the new articles were created 2 days ago, and there were some articles, old ones, amended in one day, in few hours, just for this very same reason. Now, I think that what happened today is a turning point. Before I had hope, before I thought that this all can be somehow reversed, somehow salvaged, whatever can be salvaged. You know, when a ship sinks, a yacht sinks, and then they bring it up, they salvage, they find something salvageable. I thought that we can be salvaged. I thought the relationships could be improved in the future, could be somehow amends made with Ukraine. And today it's clear that the bridges have been burned. And this is a point of no return. There's no way back. It's all win or all lose, all out, so to speak. And it's Russia against the world. They're saying it's Russia against the West. I don't believe that. I think it's Russia against the world. My huge question is, why would we start playing this game? Why couldn't we just keep on getting along with everyone? Why did we have to come to this? And before I turn on the comments, two more stories. First story from a friend of mine, very close friend, a banker. He called me up and he was drinking. Just, 3 hours ago. And he asked me what I thought of the situation. Well, I told him, I'm honest. And he said, well, but I think they will come back. I think they will come back. I said, who? The investors. They will... Russian stock exchange, Moscow stock exchange, crashed today, by the way. But that's one of the little worries that we have. So he said, I hope that they will return. And I told him, listen, you are very well-educated banker. You hold one degree from a Russian university, another from American university, master's degree from American university. What do you really believe that, they will come back? Do you believe that all these companies they have lost their businesses here, the markets, the investments, they have written off everything? Do you think that anyone in the right mind would reverse, would in the future come back? And again, there was silence on the other end, and he said, I called you to get some, comforting, but instead you're making me feeling even worse. And at the end, we decided to go to sauna banya on the weekend together. That's pretty much how the conversation ended. And the second story is, I've been looking at the news from the markets, financial markets, and this story came into mind. I've told many times that I've studied Roman history, amateur historian, the Roman kingdom, then republic, then empire. And let me tell you, there was a significant event in the life of Romans. The wars with Carthage, they were more than one war. And at the end, Carthage fell. And Carthage was the biggest enemy of Roman Republic. I think it was a republic at the time. And what Romans did, a previous war that they won, they made a peace treaty with the Carthaginians. But then over time, that peace treaty was broken, and there was another war with Carthage. First conflict, then war. And at the end, when the last and final war was won, Romans did that. They killed everyone. Or they enslaved everyone. I don't remember. It's either one. They destroyed the city completely. They razed all the buildings. They brought salt. They spread it over soil. And they mixed soil and salt. So nothing would grow in this area where the Carthage was for the following 100 years. And I think this is something that is happening right now in Russia, with businesses, foreign investments. And I think that these events is like salt on the soil, and it's getting mixed. So therefore, when this special military operation stops and there's finally peace reached, in both countries, and this militarization is called off, and then, we get back to our lives, I don't think that investors will come. I don't think that the capital will come for years and years, perhaps generations, because of the actions that are being taken place right now. My friends would like to answer comments, and before I do that, I'm asking two things. First of all, be civil, be nice. I understand that many of you are so frustrated of the events that has happened and continue happening. I understand that you perhaps want to spill your anger, but this is not the place. Please spare me of that and spare my mods, because they're doing such a fantastic job trying to keep me safe, trying to, keep this chat civil. So please say something nice to me, because I've had one of the most terrible days in my life today, okay? And reading the comments filled with something bad, with hate, would just not help, okay? So thank you so much. Turning on the comments. Lorna, Mommy, Harry, Bob, you know what to do. And I'm just, I'm hoping that everyone will behave. Thank you. I will try to answer questions. The ones that I would find dangerous, not too safe to answer, I will tell you so, okay? If you want me to notice your question, then please put it in caps and put my name after @ so it appears in a large orange box and I won't miss it. Thank you so much. Something's really strange is happening. Why are there so many messages? How many people watching right now? Holy cow. Wow, 19,100. That's unusual. Well, unusual situations and bring unusual streams, Oh, thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you. Forgive me if I don't answer all questions. I definitely will not, because there are so many people. I've never seen so many people in the chat before. Thank you so much for coming. I take it there are usual suspects here. Many of you, thank you for coming and supporting me every single day. It means the world to me. Thank you. And then there are probably quite a few fresh faces. Yodi Racer, new sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring. Thanks. Welcome to Inside Russia. There is a super chat from Bruce. Bruce, that's huge. Thank you so much. Another excellent message, my friend. Hang in there. Bruce, thank you. Wasn't a message today. It was, I don't know, call it whatever you want, an outcry, information. I don't feel like I've given you a message, Lovin Francesco, Lovine Francesco, thank you so much. You're from Switzerland, right? Thank you very much for support. And Dale Homestead, prayers from North Carolina. May God protect us all. Thank you. Thank you, and Dale. Agreed. Black Cat, welcome back, buddy. Please be kind and respectful. Howdy, all. Love you all. Thank you so much. I take it so many people. Andrei Mogosan just goes up and up. It will go up in the west now, and then we go one step higher and one step higher. Where? Icarus, flying away happily now. One of the things I didn't say is what I think is going to happen in the future. Why this has been a divide between the old Russia and the new Russia. This is a message today that we're not going to back up, but we are raising stakes. And you're absolutely right. The other side will raise stakes. And this side will raise stakes. And then the raising stakes will go on and on until I really am scared to think what's going to happen. Okay, this is so messed up. Messed up. Anyway, thank you for support. Thanks for the message. The last up from the old Russia begin. To a new Russia will come up. Tick tock, tick tock. The box open now. Thank you, Eddie. Pino. Didn't really get that. Duffel Pod. Welcome to Inside Russia. Thanks for the support. Dave Lara, thank you for the message. No message, but this message is powerful enough. Heard. Thank you, Agnes. Dear Kostya, pray for you and everyone. I do hope for the best. Please keep praying for my sister Hannah and her children. I pray every day. If you can, they really need it. Thank you very much. Agnes, thank you, and I do pray. They're in my list. I want to pray something different today, but tomorrow it's back to normal, usual, and your family is on my list. Finish your plate. I'll be going to sauna on Saturday too. Has some beer money for your sauna. Thank you, appreciate it. Everything would be better if people went to sauna more. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Finish. Agreed. Andrew Morgan, all good wishes to you and family. Thank you. Thank you very much, Andrew. Luke King, stay safe, mate. Thanks for the update today. Do you know if your daughter's friends at university had the military experience and fitted the requirement that were stated for mobilizations? She didn't say it. I asked, she didn't say much about the boys that she's going to school with, but she was crying about her girlfriends and their boyfriends being not called up, but being mobilized. Anyway, more updates will come your way, Luke. Thank you. Thank you for support and thanks for the question. Yodi Racer, hang in there, my friend. Praying for you. Thank you. Sibila from Czech Republic, thank you. Hang in there, buddy. This too shall pass. Please make it pass faster. Brad, hang in there. God bless you and going through this. Thank you, Brad. Thank you so much. There are so many super chats. I have a hard time keeping up. If I miss someone, please forgive me. But I always acknowledge super chats because it just, means so much to me that people show their support by sending me money. It means that they get something valuable out of my talks, We have a new sponsor. They keep on jumping. New sponsor. Videre, the vaccinator. Welcome to Inside Russia. It's good to have a vaccinator here. Freedom Dog. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. King Nero, if ever was a time to pray for cooler heads to prevail, this is that day. I feel your pain, Big K. Thank you, King. Great to have you. Keep on coming back every day. Thank you. Devon Harris, Some Russians better start brushing up their Chinese. They're going to be buying Chinese goods and working for Chinese factories within the next generation. Devon, I could not disagree with you one single bit. And that's what I keep telling my Russian friends. And you know what? Everyone keeps on laughing. Well, as they say here, the best love of that who loves the last. Okay. I think that you're absolutely right, and we are going the Chinese way. I'm not gonna learn Chinese. I'm not gonna deal with no, not for me. Sean, thank you so much. Huge super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Jamie, please respect the rules and the mods love to all of your prayers. I don't even have time to look at the questions. Must be crazy. RW, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. In this place are gathered people who respect you. Through you, we have seen another face of your homeland. Be of good cheer and know that you are among friends. You have touched more lives than you know. Thank you so much, my friend. All I gotta say is that it is to me to be here and to do what I'm doing, have been doing, is hugely important and therapeutic. It helps me too, because without this, my soul would be in trouble. My mind probably too. Julie KR, thank you so much. Daily watchers here from Wisconsin care about you and what happens to you. What happened in Moscow with protests today? Well, I'm gonna give you a little. It's been very eventful days. Let's put it this way. I've been out and about, and I just came back recently. What happened to the protesters? The protesters protested in 37 cities today. According to the officials, the Russian police, the protests were minor. And that's all I gotta say, because it's all I can say, but you read between the lines, you know, those minor protests. I've never seen anything like it. The super chats go so fast, I don't even, I can't catch them all. Cheers from Finland. Jupilo 77. Same age as me, from the east border. Yes, the east border is closed off for me. Well, not just for me, for Russians too, but it's just too bad. You have such a great country, you know. I love Finland. I love Finnish people. Henrik Nordsik, Matthew von I'm blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Greetings from Hanover, Germany. Thank you so much for support. Thanks for wonderful words. And greetings. I've been to Hanover. Love your city. It's just a freaking perfect place to live, you know. Enlightened Enigma, thank you. Prayers up for you, your family, and for the entire world. God will always be on the side of those that are the messengers of peace. I'm not a messenger of peace. I'm just a messenger of life. I'm not doing much for peace, you know. John Doe, Russia needs to come back. We need Russia to come back. Well, thank you. There are people. I'll be trying to do everything I can for Russia to come back, but so far I just don't really see anything good happening in the next, I don't know. Marcel Pitlik, thank you and God bless you. Well, thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Common Sense, fantastic name. Thank you for the support. Do you think that Russian people realize that they're also a player in this game, and then they have the trump cards to stop the raising stakes? I wish I could answer that. I really do. I don't know. I had faith in Russian people, but I don't really know anymore. I'm not saying no, but I can't say yes. I don't know. Ilya Glazunov, come to San Diego. Look, thank you for your support. You know, that's, I don't know, I've said it a few times on the streams. We've, me and my wife, we were kind of playing a game saying, hey, if we ever lived in a different country, where would we live? Her absolute most favorite place is San Diego, La Jolla. Well, San Diego, really. La Jolla is just a district of San Diego. Thank you so much for support, Ilya. No Ho Death Storm. Thank you so much for streams. Hope that every day to see you again. Please pray for my wife. She will give birth to my second daughter in a few days. Thank you. Greetings from Germany. My friend, please email me with your name, your wife's name, so I know, and starting tomorrow I will start praying. Anarchs. Hello from Lithuania. Someone raised from similar background. It's so painful. I know Russian and Ukrainian people are inherently good. They are. We are. Now I can't watch Bummer anymore. Boomer. Bummer. Thank you. Every time I see good words, let alone super chat from Lithuanian, Latvian, Polish, Romanian, Czech person, that really warms my heart, because knowing such a difficult history of our countries and relationships, Lucas, thank you. What do Russians think about fake referendums? Are they not being ridiculed by normal Russians? Lucas, I understand that is a question of very high of interest, but this is so hot that if I start talking about it, I'll get burned by the fire. So I hope you read between the lines, and that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much. Jason and Bandy Taylor, are the arrested protesters going to the SMO now? Well, first of all, I'm waiting for the official military report tomorrow, how many protesters were there arrested. And no, they will not be going to the SMO, most likely, well, not definitely. They will just they will be given fines or prison terms, depending on what court decides, what they're charged with, so to speak, Andrew Weissenberger, thank you so much. Yeah, I read that. Army Hill, thank you. Praying for you, your family, mods, and this whole group. Me too. Thank you so much. Super chats just keep on disappearing right in front of my eyes. Jonah Olofsson, thank you so much. Nikki needs to leave Russia ASAP. I'll leave it up to Nikki. I met him a couple of weeks ago. Pretty cool guy. Taller than me. It's hard to believe. I'm like a giant, okay? But it seems like every YouTuber I meet, Russian, English-speaking YouTuber, is taller than me, okay? I really like Nikki, and we'll see what happens next. Damien da Silva. Hello, Konstantin. Always remember, you're not alone, my friend. We will not abandon you, Ukraine and people of goodwill. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Macy Moore, praying, standing from Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you, Macy. John Collin, small contribution. Well, every single dollar counts, though. Thank you very much. Michael Milkevitz, my love and prayers to you and the family. Thank you, Michael. I am praying that you get better and you get well soon. Hang in there too. Mikhail Tambaluchik. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. Canadian Romanian here, man. Respect to you, all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Valeria Ishchenko. Thank you very much, Valeria. Paul Haydock. I appreciate. Thank you. Matt Blazer 89. Is it true that Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan wanted today their citizens not to participate in the SMO? I have not heard this. Their official news today, I saw it on the official news, that Russia, Moscow, has a large number of migrants coming. People, coming to Moscow to work for some time, then coming back. And they're mostly from Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. There's a huge center outside of Moscow. Right next to that center, there is, they just built like a station where they sign up everyone who wants to go to the SMO. They sign up, and somehow they give Russian citizenship. It's like an easy and fast way to get a Russian citizenship, That was an official news. That's safe for me to say that. But I haven't heard anything about Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan warning their citizens not to participate. Perhaps I missed the news, but Mario, thank you so much. God bless you. Very, very. I'm not brave. I get scared quite often. Watch my stream about how I confess that I fear a lot. You're from Lithuania. Thank you so much. Thank you. Asbjorn Knudsen, people of Russia, we love you. We hope you get better. Best wishes from Norway. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Luke Zawadsky. $20. People will get arrested just like in February. In a few days, everything will die down. I think you mean that. The only difference it will make, and more people protest every day after day of the next month. Well, we will see. I have no comments on that. We will see what happens. In February, a few protests happened, official information, and then no more protests happened. We'll see what happens this time. Fight Didi, thank you so much for Inside Russia level. Hope I pronounced your name right. That guy, Konstantin, you seem to be an important pillar of your family and friends. Please give yourself a break to take care of them if you can. I am taking care of them. They're number one. They come first. First is my family. Second is my job. Third is this, YouTube, and that's pretty much all I have left in my life. I don't have any free time to do anything else. I rarely hang out with my friends anymore because I'm just too busy. So thank you so much, and thank you. You're absolutely right, but I am doing that. Anarchy. I messed up movies in my last message, but bummer. I can't watch Brigada anymore because Sergei Bezrukov was politicized. Used to be my favorite TV show. I see what you mean. Okay. Well, you've seen it many times. I've stopped watching many Russian shows as well, due to some personal reasons. Silver Surfers, welcome to Inside Russia. Great to have you as a sponsor, and thank you. Torn Arne, thank you so much. Pray for this events to end in one or another way soon. God bless you and your family. Konstantin, thank you. There is a new law in Russia. Well, it's a rumor. I did not see it on paper, but if someone is publicly saying, calling for to end this SMO, then that'd be a crime. Again, that's a rumor. I have not seen it on paper, but I hope they don't do that. I mean, oh yeah. King Nero has given a gift of sponsorship to 5 people. Thank you so much, dear friend. The usual suspects. How long you've been coming to this channel for? Like a year? Lorraine Proznovsky, same thing, the very usual suspect. Great to see you, thank you. All the best to you and your family. Thank you so much. I must have missed so many. There's a... Hey, Nikki Proshin was here. Oh, now I understand where you were aiming at. Hi, Nikki. If you're here, I watched your work earlier today. Man, you... What can I say? You got balls, you know. It's good. It's good. It was good to hear you and good to see you. And thanks for coming to the stream too. Asbjørn Knudsen, Konstantin, sorry I nearly made you say things sorry. My apologies, we love the Russian people and their brothers and sisters in Ukraine. No apologies needed. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you. Mickey Marketek, honestly, I have not prayed for the last 30 years, but today I might give it a try for you, my friend. It's gonna be a very spontaneous prayer. There will be not a usual part where I mention people I had written down their names. Oh, this is certainly, you know, there are some days to remember in our lives, and some are very good, like birth of your child. You never forget that. Your wedding, you know, your mom's and dad's anniversary or something like that. It's a big, you know, your first job, your first university day, your first school day, you know. And there are some bad days to remember for the rest of your life. And it seems like recently that's one after another. This is it's not just for me. I'm not complaining myself. Don't get me wrong. It's for all of us. I mean, that's not my tragedy. That's Russia's tragedy. That's that 140 million people right now are going through the same thing that I'm going through. It's just I'm sharing these thoughts, and some people probably have even, you know, more to say than I do, but they just don't share. I quite frankly, I don't understand how they live, under what burden, because this helps me to, you know, eases my pain when I speak out a little bit, and they don't, and how they live. Anyway, one of these days, dark days to remember. And I'd like to pray, I'd like to invite, there are so many people watching, and I'd like to invite everyone to pray with me. If you're religious, you know, no explanations needed. But if you're not religious, it's okay. Please come and pray with me anyway. Call it different name. Call it, you know, sending good wishes, asking for this to stop sooner. Sending people good vibes, good energy, whatever. In my books, if you are living, you have a heart. Heart is beating, and if you have a heart, then you have love in your heart. Some people have more, some people have less, but I've yet to see one person without love. In my books, love is God, and if you don't believe in God, believe in love. Okay, and I'm not about religion, really. I'm about God, and God lives right here in my heart, and it lives in everyone's heart. And some of us, we just call it different name, or we don't understand that. But please, pray along with me, and let's do it. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this day. It must have a meaning and a purpose. Thank you for putting food on our tables and giving roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding with people who love us and who we love. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy, and give us wisdom to raise our children the way that when they grow up, they will make this place a better world, and they will never be engaged in a war against one another. Please help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Please reach out and touch the hearts of people who are responsible and have power to stop it. Fill them with love, mercy, compassion, empathy. Make them softer, their hearts softer. Please make them to make the right decision. I'm asking for world's leaders, Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin. Please reach out to them and fill their hearts with love, mercy, compassion, empathy. Give them common sense. Open their eyes, please, so they make the right decision. Please help everyone who's in Ukraine. Help who's been touched by this tragedy, who has been displaced, hurt, harmed. Please give them strength, hear their prayers, make their wishes come true, answer their prayers, please. Give them recovery, please give them forgiveness, give them love and happiness, and send everyone an angel to help and keep everyone out of harm's way, everyone who's there, no matter who they are. So not one single drop of blood will be shed. Please help those helping the Ukrainians refugees, opening homes, wallets, hearts, sending them prayers. Please help those people. Help my country. Please send an army of strong angels with sharp swords, led by Saint Michael, to get rid of the demons who have hijacked my country, and make it run by the angels and make it righteous and shine again. I'm asking for all pregnant women in dire situation trying to decide whether to keep or not their babies. Please reach out and talk to every one of them so they make the right decision. Thank you very much for bringing us into this community and giving us an opportunity to pray. Please help everyone in this live stream who is praying with me or simply watching us pray. Answer their prayers and make their wishes come true. And I would like to pray for all people who have been involved in this terrible, tragic events. Please give them recovery from their wounds, flesh wounds or heart or soul wounds. Please make them safe. Please listen to their prayers and answer them. I am praying and asking you to please stop the bloodshed and give our countries recovery. Not just people, but the countries. Please make us realize of what has been done, and make us all make right decisions so this can all be stopped, and as much harm as possible can be reversed. And, please help all the people in Russia and in Ukraine. Please help all Russians who are facing mobilization. You know the ways that you help them. Do not leave them without your attention. Please help all our countries to resolve this terrible, tragic situation of so much conflict, so much anger, so much, bad feelings against each other. So we get back to the normal world again. We get back to being friends, not the enemies. We get back to be partners. We get back to be just, good old world where everyone is peaceful, no one threatens anyone, and everyone plays by the rules, and everyone is good. We really need your help to get there. Please send common sense to the leaders of our countries, all of them, so they understand how tragic could be using nuclear weapons as a threats, blackmail, or, God forbid, using the nukes. Please give them smarts and common sense so they stay away from that option as far as possible. Don't let it happen, please. Thank you so much, dear God. Amen. My friends, again, thank you very much for coming. It's been not the easiest stream. Very tough one. There's another message tomorrow. I will be talking about things unfolding in Russia in the current situation. So if you're interested, you found this stream valuable, interesting today, please come back tomorrow and we'll talk some more. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're awesome and you rock. I'll see you tomorrow.